The divorce toolbox can actually, hopefully, help you to prevent some of those stresses and anxieties that might follow in the future, because it helps you to make the good choices now.
It provides you tools on how to best plan and communicate with your spouse or ex-spouse or the child.
After completing the Divorce Toolbox online sessions, you will have created a divorce strategic action plan unique to you that you can then use to go to your divorce professional and say exactly what you want.
If you're not prepared going into court, then the judge, who is a stranger, will likely make key decisions that you'll have to live with for the rest of your life.
Are you contemplating divorce or already in the process? Well, either way, Divorce Toolbox online sessions get you prepared before or even while you're in the legal arena. Now, Divorce Toolbox is not dispensing legal advice, that's what your attorney is for, nor is Divorce Toolbox founder Audrey Silcox advocating or promoting divorce. But listen to what 4 experts from diverse fields have to say about why utilizing Divorce Toolbox online sessions is the way to go if you are going through a divorce.
Your life is going to materially change following the divorce. You need to come up with a new budget that you can live with so you'll know, can I afford the marital home or not? Can I afford the new car I got or not? How am I going to pay the tuition? All of these different things, and it makes you sit down and ask questions. Do you even want the marital home? How old is the roof? Are you going to have to replace it in a few years? How old's the plumbing? Is the air conditioner about to go out? Can you afford to replace that when the time comes? These are all issues that you need to ask yourself first before you sit down to negotiate your divorce. There are a lot of financial issues that you don't really think about. Who's going to pay for the credit cards? Who gets the retirement account? Who gets the Social Security? What are the issues involved in all of the financial aspects of bank accounts and real estate and investments and things like that, that if you may not even be familiar with, let alone know about?
When someone is going through a divorce, they're basically on an emotional roller coaster, and there's lots of anger, there's depression, there can be shame and guilt. It's oftentimes the most stressful time of life, and it's really hard to think rationally and clearly and make good, sound decisions when you're overwhelmed with all these emotions. The solution is the Divorce Toolbox, because the Divorce Toolbox helps you to set aside those emotions for some period of time while you're exploring what your options are. There are 4 sessions in the Divorce Toolbox for those who do not have children, and there are 8 sessions for those who do. And you're making better choices for the children, for yourself, and really for the whole family.
These children are going to be your children together for the rest of your lives.
My impression of people that think about getting a divorce think, well, all I got to do is have a visitation plan. But there's a lot more to the plan than that.
Who's going to pay for things? Who's going to have birthday parties, and where's Christmas going to be held, and who's going to have the children during spring vacations and fall vacations and all these other different issues? You need to address those now.
Divorce Toolbox spells those things out. The modules in the Divorce Toolbox really walk you through that process of thinking about the future of your children so that hopefully you can prevent some of the problems that many children do experience when they're coming from a divorced home.
After parenting under one roof, for example, they have no clue how to even begin parenting between 2 homes.
It's the children's future that often suffer as a result of divorce because they're trying to manage 2 households and all the stresses and anxieties involved with a split home.
Let's address Divorce Toolbox in terms of communication. And it's not only set up to emphasize the need for communication, but how you should do it and what things you need to address.
You may have a 3-year-old today, but that 3-year-old will turn 16 and need a car, and they'll turn 18 and go to college, and they'll turn 23 and they'll want to get married. You need to address each one of those issues now rather than coming back and having to fight the battle later. If you think it's hard to deal with the issues now, imagine how hard it's going to be to deal with the same issues over and over again every few years as a new issue comes up.
One of the major difficulties with the stress that's involved in going through a divorce is that it can affect every aspect of your life. And one of those aspects that it affects most significantly can be your employment, your job, your performance on the job, your ability to focus and concentrate. Even your motivation level can certainly take a big hit. The Divorce Toolbox allows you to really compartmentalize those aspects of your life. It's really a set of tools that allow you to separate those things out, to departmentalize, because you don't have to deal with that from 9 to 5. So when you're sitting at your computer and you're working through the Divorce Toolbox online sessions, you're really allowing yourself an opportunity to focus on you at that time.
What Audrey Silcox developed is unique to me as a counselor, and I just see it as an exceptional tool. In talking about Divorce Toolbox, Audrey has 20 years of experience. She has seen what happens to families, what happens to couples without these tools to be able to make educated decisions for their life.
I've been associated with Audrey Silcox myself for many years as a counselor and as a mediator and as a divorced mom herself. She brings a tremendous wealth of experience, and you can really tell when you look at the Divorce Toolbox that this is someone that knew what they were talking about. This is someone that's looked at divorce from many different angles.
As a divorce and family mediator, I found that most people don't even know how to begin tackling divorce issues. They're overwhelmed. I've seen how much better people come out when they take the opportunity in advance to figure out how to negotiate and how to resolve their divorce issues before going to court.
Someone needs to sit down and say, these are the issues we need to resolve, and we need to resolve them now. Divorce Toolbox helps you to identify what those issues are. You may not get everything you want in the negotiation on the divorce, but if you've planned ahead, you won't be blindsided when somebody brings up an issue you haven't considered. Even with your strategic divorce action plan, you may not get everything you want, but you're more likely to get the things that are important to you if you know what they are in advance.
Doing your homework with Divorce Toolbox online sessions helps professionals like myself help you better.
We've all heard that knowledge is power, and Divorce Toolbox provides both knowledge and power to help you get through your divorce with carefully thought out decisions that you can live with, both now and in the future, without regret. After working through the expert and practical instructions presented in your online sessions of Divorce Toolbox in the privacy of your time and space and on your schedule, you will emerge from each session one step closer to finalizing your personalized divorce strategic action plan. To see what an invaluable tool this can be, click on the appropriate button that will link you to a brief overview of highlights contained in each session. At a time when emotions and all the decisions to be made can seem overwhelming, let Divorce Toolbox help you take control of your divorce and be in control.